Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Get ready to go live. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Okay. I'm getting started here. Gotta get my page up and transfer everything over. But let me get going. Yep. All right. But I'm getting going. There you go. Shabbat Shalom. So today, I'm gonna deal with put no faith in man. I'm not able to go live still on Facebook. I'm on punishment there for posting truth. So I'm gonna get at it here. Abiyah, thank you for this Shabbat. Thank you for this opportunity to bring forth your word. Let me always be about your will. Let me bring forth edification. Let me challenge and cause people to think, to get off of autopilot so that they move closer and closer to seeking you daily. Not that it be a task that they take lightly, but it be something they take serious, that they walk towards you in faith, in trusting you, build up their confidence in their role and their purpose, and serve you. May your will be done. Yada Yahuwah. All right. So today I want to deal with put no faith in man. So lately I've been having struggles in my journey, obviously bound, because looking at a lot of the youth basically is kind of discouraging because it's hard to really see that they are grasping what this life is about and actually moving towards maturity, moving towards the role of leadership, seeing that us older folks eventually are going to have to pass the baton in this race and let them take the next leg. And it don't look like they're ready for it. It look like they want it. And you know, people can say, well, what about your generation? Were you ready? And I could say honestly, no, was not ready. But it was pressed upon us. And I believe I had a lot of things put in place that gave me tools to move forward. I don't see this generation even accepting the tools. They reject them over and over. But I have to, you know, remember that me being a empath, me having empathy for people and stuff like that, and trying to see things in a way that, you know, engages my compassion towards people. I can't put my trust in man. And that expectation that I have, or that desire that I have for us to come together and stuff like that, is nothing wrong with that, but I can't have confidence in men that they will get it right. Though it's time to get it right, is definitely not something that men have on the mind or on the focus. You know, the people that we look that step in leadership roles often are basically leading us to hell. You know, so let me go forth and just get going on reading this word, because this word shows you consistently Yah's will and his purposes. So let's go. Let's get there. sharing my screen. It where I need to go and sharing that screen, like I said. And where I'm gonna start off here. Tehillim, Psalms 146. It says, "Do not put your trust in princes, in a son of man, in whom is no deliverance." Earthly rulers are, come on. I'm like this dump guy, or the person that they have labeled president or whatever. Don't put your trust in him. You see what he's doing. He's waging war. The enemy, according to text, likes to kill, steal, and destroy. When you see somebody that fits that colonizer and that mindset, come on, don't put your trust in that person. Let's keep going. Tehillim, Psalms 118 and 8 says, "It is better to take refuge in Yahuwah than to trust in man. It is better to take refuge in Yahuwah than to trust in princes." There we go. We just got through seeing, let's go back. Do not put your trust in princes, in the Son of Man, in whom is no deliverance. These are the same writer, most likely, but two different times said, two different witnesses in the same writer, speaking of the same thing of trusting men and trusting in princes. So let's keep going. Yirmiyahu, Jeremiah 17, verse 5, it says, "Thus said Yahuwah, cursed is the man who trusts in man and makes flesh his arm, and whose heart turns away from Yahuwah. For he shall be like a shrub in the desert, and not see when good comes, and shall inhabit the parched places in the wilderness, a salt land that is not inhabited. Favored is the man who trusts in Yahuwah, and whose trust is Yahuwah. For he shall be like a tree planted by the waters, which spreads out its roots by the river, and does not see when he comes, and his leaf shall be green. And in the year of drought, he is not anxious, nor does he cease from yielding fruit." Here's the key: the heart is crooked, it's wicked, above all, and desperately sick. Who shall know it? Yah knows your heart. Yah knows your heart. I'm like, come on. I'm going to stop this for a second. King Dawid was a man after Yah's heart. Was that saying he was totally like Yah? No. But this man, when he would make mistakes, he would come to Yah and repent and turn back to the Torah. This man, come on, stole his friend's wife, set that friend up to try to have that man lay with his wife. So the baby that she was pregnant with, that man could take credit for her. That man was so honorable and trusting of David that he like, I'm out here battling for you. I ain't touching my wife until we all finish this. So what David do? David sent that man to the front of the battle, the most vicious part of the battle, so that man would die. Then afterwards, he took that man's wife and made her his own. Come on. That's some wicked stuff that a man after Yah's own heart. No, his heart is not exactly like Yah, because Yah is not a man that he should lie. Dawid was setting up some stuff. He was basically a lion heart. That man was doing some stuff. But yet, after all that, when he was told that his baby wouldn't live, he put on his grave clothes. He was grieving, and when the baby died, he shook that off, and he got back into the fold of obedience to Yah. A lot of trouble came to him afterwards, but his heart was to repent, turn back to the will of Yah. People had put much trust in him, but the trust should always have been in Yah. But let's keep going. I'm gonna get back to sharing my screen because I get on these rabbit trails and I could stay there for a little bit too long, and I don't want to do that. So let's keep going. All right. Michelle, Proverbs 3. Trust in Yahuwah with all your heart. You just got through saying that. And lean not on your own understanding, your own comprehension. Don't do it. Lean on Yah. Know him in all your ways, and he makes all your paths straight. Come on. You can be veering left or right, but if you lean on him, he gonna get you to the destination. Yes. Do not be wise in your own eyes. Fear Yahuwah and turn away from evil. Let's keep going. Right here, I had to basically get over to the ESV and use something that's more common English. This is Isaiah 2:22, or Yeshayah, and it says, "Stop regarding man, in whose nostrils is breath." We rely on the breath to live, the breath that came from Yah originally. Stop regarding man, in whose nostril is breath, for of what account is he? We are small parts of this thing, cogs in the wheel. If we outside of our purpose that Yah has given us, we're insignificant to the final result. The final result is going to happen. Yah's will is going to be done. Either we can get with the program or not. It's best to get with the program because our Father is in heaven. His will be done on earth as is in the Shamayim, as is in heaven. And hallowed be his name, Yahuwah. Let me keep going. Mishael, Proverbs 29. Go verse 25. It says, "The fear of man brings a snare, but whoever trusts in Yahuwah is set on high." Okay, let's keep going. Let me see. All right, going over here to Galatians, and I want to basically now, I'm gonna stop this for a second. I'm gonna kick into the encouragement, and then I'm gonna get to after that, because this is not the longest of messages, but let's get to the encouragement, because I don't want you to think that I'm just trying to be a Debbie Downer, as they say, or just focus on the negative. Yes, I had a hard work week, dealing with the youth or whatever, and it's like, man, it's like, wow. But I can't quit. I got to endure to the end. So I myself need encouragement. So why would you not need encouragement? So let me give you some text for encouragement. And so let's go and get to it. Get to it. I'm going to go over to the Brit Hadashah. Galatians 6, starting at verse 7. It says, do not be led astray. Elohim is not mocked. Yahuwah is not mocked. For whatever a man sows, that shall he also reap. I would tell you to sow some good, sow some will of Yah, because you don't want that harvest of the enemy. Because he who sows to his own flesh shall reap corruption from the flesh, but he who sows to the Spirit, the Ruach, shall reap everlasting life from the Ruach, the Spirit. And let us not lose heart in doing good. Come on. Man, we can get weary, but let us not lose heart in doing good. For in due season we shall reap if we do not grow weary. So then, as we have occasion, let us do good to all, especially to those who are of the household of belief. Come on. The mishpachah. We got to look out for one another. Your household should be, the household you dwell in should be your mishpachah as well. But a lot of us can't say that. A lot of us have poured into our seed so much, and they decided to go left, go right. Many of them, I could say that for myself, I can understand or comprehend how some of them feel misled, especially if you raised them up in Christianity all their life, and then all of a sudden now you're doing the shift, and now you're awakened, and you're showing them this Israelite culture and heritage. You've basically indoctrinated them and trained them up in a way, and it's hard for them to depart from it. Apologize to them, give them encouragement, and keep it moving. Put the seed there and allow for it to grow. Don't keep beating it up, but put it there. I know that, it can be disheartening when you see that your children resist being awakened. But if you be honest, did you not, I know for me, I can't speak for nobody else. I resisted the awakening to begin. I'm like, no, I was fighting for tithing until I read and kept reading and seeing that it was food and sustenance. I kept fighting for a lot of things. Oh, I'm not under the law. And over and over, I'm like, okay, Yahuwah has Yahusha walking according to the law, the Torah. How can I not partake? When I called him Jesus, I would say WWJD all the time, but I'm like, I wasn't trying to do what he was doing because I'm not under the law. I'm like, and then I seen how foolishness that was. And I'm thinking all I had to do was go to an altar call and I'll be saved. But then I'm reading the text and it says, no, endure to the end to be saved. So it takes more than just the altar call. And if you just come into that altar call and you're not walking it out, you fooled yourself. And so with that, what did you train your children? You got to look at the seeds that you've sown and what you're reaping from it. If your children are not walking in what you believe is the new way, the right way, what did you sow into them? Did you have a part in ministering to them error and paganism? You can't, I guess, make them come out of that, but admit your error and now walk upright. Be an example before them and give them the opportunity to see what you're sowing is righteousness so that they can choose it themselves. Keep praying for them and release them to Yah and let him take the reign. I'm gonna get somewhere. Let me get back to sharing my screen. Let me get back to sharing my screen because I'm about to end in a minute, but I want to get to something that, I'm at the end basically, but I want to get to something that, is best said on that situation right there, because many of us take it that we have to straighten our path, and we do have to, we have to keep, as in Shamar, guard the commands. But if it was in us to, as a people, to walk in his truth wholeheartedly, every one of us, and not just for a season, we would have already done it. And I know we can, if you look at the time after Moses, the time of Yahushua, we called him Joshua. They did walk in the Torah. They walked in righteousness, that generation. But if you look through the text, you see basically that's the only generation that actually really did that. Other people stepped into that, but didn't, they went a left, went a right, and nah. So let me get back to sharing my screen, and then I'm gonna finish this off. This is some encouragement for me as well. I just, did a little bit of encouraging there, but let's get to the real encouraging. Let me gotta look at my notes for a minute. Just give me a second. Oh, I skipped a step. Now let me go to the real encouragement here. I'm gonna just pull up over here and change out one of these and go there. Because I don't want to end this before I get to the encouragement. I did a little encouragement, but here's the main encouragement. I'm gonna go over here to Psalm 56 and I'm gonna read this. Tehillim, Psalms 56. It says, "Show me favor, O Elohim." You could say this as a prayer, a talk with the Most High. For man would swallow me up, fighting all day long. He oppresses me. My enemies would swallow me up all day long. For many are fighting against me, O Most High. In the day I am afraid, I trust in you. Hey, I read over and over, trusting in man is not the thing. Even trusting in yourself, trust in Yah. So, O Most High, in the day I am afraid, I trust in you. I trust in you, Yahuwah. I trust in you, Yahuwah. I need you, Yahuwah. Oh, Yada Yahuwah. All right. In Elohim, whose word I praise, in Elohim I have trusted. I do not fear. What could flesh do to me? All day long, they twist my words. Man, people gonna slander you. They gonna lie on you. They gonna misrepresent you. But they misrepresent Yah all the time. If you are a part of his body, the body of a Mashiach, part of his son's body, being Exodus 4:22, yes, they gonna lie on you. They gonna misrepresent you. Yes, all day long they twist my words. All their thoughts are against me for evil. They stir up strife. They hide. They watch my steps as they lie in wait for my life. Because of wickedness, cast them down. Cast them out. Excuse me. Cast them out. Put down the peoples in displeasure, O Elohim. Now, that's a curse, really. But it's a curse towards people who are doing you wrong. You are able to ask Yah to step in and take the fight. You can put your hands down and ask Yah to put his hands up. It is okay for us to ask Yah to fight our battles, especially if we are in the will of Yah. If we are doing his will and purpose and somebody's impeding us from going forward, it is okay to ask Yah to remove them. but let it be about his will being done and not yours. Don't dig no ditches for nobody. Call on Yah and ask him what is his will towards the situation, towards the person. Is this person there to help you? Because a lot of times those that oppose us are actually helping us, because that frustration causes us to move in a different direction or build strength to move through that situation. So let me continue. Because of wickedness, cast them out. Put down the peoples in displeasure, O Elohim. You have counted my wanderings. You put my tears into your bottle. Are they not in your book? I want to be in his book. The book that says that I'm a part of his kingdom, that I'm to be with him through eternity. My enemies turn back in the day I call. This I know, because Elohim is for me. If he is for you, it don't matter who against you. Come on, remember, be encouraged to know that he is for you. Yes, it can look like things are trying to take you out. But if you are walking in his will and doing his purposes, his will does not come back void. So you are okay. You can go through a Job moment where everything seemed to be taken from you, but in the end, if you stay faithful, he will add more than what you lost. This I know, because Elohim is for me. This I know. Shanquilla. I know this because he's for me. Do I get discouraged? Yes. Do I get disappointed? Yes. That's probably because I put my trust in man, and I have to remember my trust has to be in Yah and Yah alone, not even in my own self. Because this failing body is giving up on me. But I have not given up on Yah, because he has not given up on me. In Elohim, whose word I praise, in Yahuwah, whose word I praise, in Elohim I have trusted. I do not fear. I got reverence for him, but I no longer have to fear him, because that reverence and that respect and that obedience towards him has me covered. And sometimes I can say, I know that I'm out of place, out of pocket. And I'm thankful that he, in grace, gives me the reminder to get back in pocket. As long as I'm in his hand, what can touch me? I can choose to move out of his hand, but I hope and pray that as my life begins to leave, that I stay in his hand so that I can rest in him eternally and have my walk in his dominion. I do not fear. What could man do to me? Man could fire me from my job. Man could hit me. Man could probably take this natural life of mine, but can he take my eternal life? No. On me, O Elohim, are your vows. I render praises to you. Yada Yahuwah. Oh, glory to your name. All praises to the Most High Yah. For you have delivered my life from death. Come on, I thought I was going to be dead before 21. I'm 53, will be 54 this month. He's delivered me from death on this earth many times. I'm here outlasting that 18 years that I thought I was only going to live. Why not do the work that I'm purposed for, that he called me for, that he pre-assigned me for? For you have delivered my life from death, my feet from stumbling, I'm one that stutters and stuff like that. So that's like stumbling in the mouth. But let me finish this word. Let me complete this task that I'm on. We're going to stumble, but will we get up and finish the race? Will we endure to the end? For you have delivered my life from death, my feet from stumbling, that I might walk before Elohim in the light of the living. Come on. This existence is not the finality of life. True life actually begins in the death here on earth. Yada Yahuwah. All right, let me finish this off because, with all that encouraging, we got to know what we're encouraged in. So I'm going to go ahead and get to it and finish this off so I can let, y'all get back to your resting, me get back to my resting and enjoying the Shabbat. So let me go and share the screen again and get it done. So where I'm going now is over to Ezekiel 36, starting with what's called verse 17. It says, "Son of man, I'm a son of man, son of Adam. When the house of Israel dwelt in their own land, they defiled it by their own ways and deeds. They weren't walking in Torah. To me, their way was like the uncleanness of a woman in her monthly period, like a menstrual cycle. Come on, you know what that's like. If you've been around women, I've been married for 23 years. Got daughters, 3 of them. Raised up in a house with my mama and grandmama. Been around monthly. Come on. That's some stuff. So our ways, my ways, are like the uncleanness of a woman in her monthly period. So I poured out my wrath on them for the blood they had shed on the land, and for their idols they defiled it." We got to walk away from all idolatry. Sun worship in general. SON, SUN worship. We reverence Yahusha, but we worship Yahuwah. "And I scattered them among the nations, and they were dispersed throughout the lands. I have judged them according to their ways and their deeds. And when they came to the nations," we're around all these Gentiles on a regular basis, all these other nations. We're not in our land. We're dispersed. "And when they came to the nations, wherever they went, they profaned my set-apart name, for it was said of them, 'These are the peoples of Yahuwah, and yet they have gone out of his land.'" Everybody knows who we are, but we don't know. Try to tell people help them become awakened, and they don't want to heed that. They want to hold on to their Easter, their traditions of man, all this different stuff. Come on. Just did Passover, but they was over there doing their Easter, celebrating their eggs and the rabbits and stuff. Come on. "But I had compassion on my set-apart name, which the house of Israel had profaned among the nations wherever they went. Therefore, say to the house of Israel, 'Thus said the Master Yahuwah, I do not do this for your sake.'" Come on, we think, "Oh, I'm gonna walk right. I'm gonna walk right." Keep doing that. Keep with that motivation. But he ain't focused on us individuals like that. Yes, he does keep his eye on us, but he's always been focused on the whole nation, the whole one son, the whole Exodus 4:22. "I do not do this for your sake, O house of Israel, but for my set apart name's sake." He holy. We represent him. We must be holy for him to add us to his members. He's not going to add unrighteousness to him. Come on. Okay, let's keep going. What is he going to do to us? "O house of Israel, but for my set apart name's sake, which you have profaned among the nations wherever you went, and I shall set apart my great name." He going to set apart his own great name, "which has been profaned among the nations, which you have profaned in their midst. And the nations shall know that I am Yahuwah, declares the Master Yahuwah, when I set apart. I am set apart. When I am set apart in you before their eyes. Something's got to change with us. I'm not trusting in man for that. Not trusting in myself for that, but I trust Yahuwah. I am Yahuwah, declares the Master Yahuwah. When I am set apart in you before their eyes. It says, and the nations shall know that I am Yahuwah, declares the Master Yahuwah, when I am set apart in you before their eyes, and I shall take you from among the nations. We're dispersed in all these nations, but he's going to take us from among the nations. And I shall gather you out of all lands, and I shall bring you into your own land. The same land that our ancestors defiled. He going to clean that up, but he also going to do this. And I shall sprinkle clean water on you. On who? On Israel. On all of Exodus 4:22. And I shall sprinkle clean water on you, and you shall be clean from all your filthiness and from all your idols. I cleanse you. Come on. Created me a clean heart, Yah. Because my heart is wicked. He gonna create in me a clean heart. If you see righteousness in me, if you know me, it's not because of my own doings. Yes, I do strive to endure. I strive to walk in his ways, but it's him that's cleansing me. Because I was a hot mess as a young person. And some days still hot mess. It's him that cleanses. And I shall give you a new heart and put a new ruach within you. Sound like the new covenant to me. That Jeremiah 31:31 and that Hebrews 8:8. Something that's still yet to fully manifest. Many people talk about they're in the new covenant. But are you just in there, or is the Exodus 4:22? Because his focus is not on individuals like that. His focus is on all of Israel, the whole son, the whole Exodus 4:22. And as I'm saying, I'm discouraged and I'm disappointed in a lot of folks I deal with, and even disappointed in myself sometimes. So we all ain't walking with this new heart. So we ain't in this new covenant that, we ain't. Maybe individuals may be in, but the focus is not on individuals. It's on all of Israel. And I shall give you a new heart and put a new ruach within you, spirit within you. And I shall take the heart of stone out of your flesh, and I shall give you a heart of flesh and put my ruach, my spirit within you. And I shall cause you to walk in my laws, my Torah, and guard and shamar my right rulings, and shall do them. And you shall dwell in the land that I gave to your fathers, and you shall be my people, and I shall be your Elohim. Yada Yahuwah. This has not manifested yet. I can say, yes, there are some that may be walking, but come on. If the hand has the benefit, the body's supposed to benefit from all that. You can't, this ain't separate from the body. You can't be focused on just what, I got it. Okay, you got it. What about everybody else? The complete puzzle every piece must be put together for the complete puzzle to be seen and visualized and to be complete, to be one. The total picture is not seen in one puzzle piece, one piece. Yeah, you got it. Okay. What are you doing to make sure others got it? Don't get comfortable in you having it. Don't get comfortable in you having it. Because if you keep at it, comfort, that's an enemy. You stay comfort and you will end up missing the whole boat because your focus will be on self, and that self exaltation will have you separated from the body. Abiyah, thank you for this Shabbat. Thank you for this opportunity to minister to your people. May we put away the trusted men and begin to trust you more. Let us not be weary in well doing. We can have the moments of disappointment and displeasure in dealing with people and even in ourselves, but let us still be encouraged that to know that you have set forth your plan, and your plans and your will manifest. It does not come back void. You have a will that has been said in the model prayer, that your will be done on earth as it is in the Shamayim, in the heavens. Let us have that as a focus and as something we sow into our own hearts, so that when the harvest comes forth in the reaping, we can be partakers of your kingdom, dominion here on earth as it is in heaven, in the Shamayim. Thank you for the Shabbat. Thank you for One Vision Ministry. Thank you for the love of my household. May I be the faithful minister towards this household and to all those that you present before me. I'm around youth every day. May I give forth a great example. And even if I don't see the fruit, may fruit still result from the relationships that I build with these youth. Shabbat Shalom, Yada, Yahuwah. All praises to the Most High Yah. I thank you. Thank you. I thank you. Yada Yahuwah. Shabbat Shalom. Shankwil Yah, or Shankwila Carter. One Vision Ministry. Ikad Chajin Sheriff. Ikad Chajin Sheriff. One Vision Ministry. Shabbat Shalom.